So how can you prepare for an upcoming crash or recession, depression, whatever it ends up being? I think it's going to be bigger than people think, but how do you prepare for it? Well, why do I think it's going to be bigger? Number one, as of today, Amazon is laying off 10,000 employees. That's a pretty solid freaking company to lay off 10,000 employees. Facebook laying off 11,000. Twitter 3,700, as we know what's going on there. Microsoft 1,000. Coinbase 1,100. They're all dropping. Shopify 1,000. Better.com 4,000. Tesla 10% of their employees. Salesforce 2,500 employees. There's cuts all over. Peloton, the bicycles, 4,600 employees. So a lot of layoffs are happening right now. And I believe with interest rates going up, inflation as high as it is, I think we're headed for some pain. So how do you prepare for it? Well, the first thing you do is you get into cash. Save as much cash as you can. Be careful with what you spend right now. Get access to cash. If get a home equity line of credit. Sell any high equity assets. I would recommend you get out of the stock market right now. I really believe it's gonna crush. It's already lost 30% of its value. If you can get out, just get out. But talk to family and friends. Talk to potential investors. It doesn't have to be your own cash. You just need access to cash. But cash is gonna be king in what's coming. Cash is king in a crisis. So I would encourage you to study auctions. Why? Because there are going to be a lot of properties going up for auction. And if you understand the process and you're not intimidated by it, you'll be able to capitalize on it. There can be some fantastic deals there. Now, let me tell you why you need to be careful though with auctions. Just real quick. I want to move on to the other things. But on auctions, if you buy a property from a broker, you'll get a package from the broker that's got a pro forma, which is what they think the property will do, which is toilet paper, frankly. But you'll get very little information, frankly. It's hard to really do great due diligence until you have a property under contract. But you do have a due diligence period to evaluate the property and see what you think. Well, if you bid on an auction property, first of all, you put up a big deposit to have the privilege of bidding, then you're doing the due diligence on a property you're not even sure you're going to get, so it's going to be cursory at best. And so, sometimes sellers will put up a property on auction, the nefarious sellers will, that has defects that they don't want people to discover. So you just want to be really careful. Plus, you have to have all your money lined up. So if you're going to do an auction, have me or someone like me looking over your shoulder, but you should start studying them and learning them. I would encourage you, the third thing would be to build relationships with local and regional bankers, okay? Now, I'm not talking about Bank of America, BB&T, Chase, Wells Fargo, Fifth Third, none of those. I'm talking about local and regional banks because, first of all, they will be lending, they'll still be lending, and if you've got a relationship, finding the money, the debt and the equity for a deal, the debt and the down payment for a deal is going to be harder than finding the deals in what's coming. But there will also be bank-owned properties. Well, and very often back in 2008 and 2009, banks were financing properties that they took back because they're not in the business to hold properties. So develop those relationships with bankers. Also develop relationships with brokers, okay? Pick a target market or two and meet as many brokers in that market as you can. Go talk to them. Go visit them. So they're sending you deals. So you're queued up, ready to go. You should also build relationships with property managers, okay? Property management companies, you'll learn more from a property management company than just about any other company that you deal with in this multifamily business. And by the way, if you go to rodslinks.com, I've got some free books there, and one of them is how to hire a third-party property management company. It's got every question you can think of that you're going to want to ask, but you want to start building relationships with those management companies because they're going to help you take down a deal, do the due diligence on a deal, and manage it for you. So it's super important. And then the last thing is you've got to get educated immediately. This could be the greatest transfer of wealth we see in our lifetimes. Regardless, there's going to be incredible opportunities. It may not be a crash. It may just be a big recession. It's not going to be a mild recession. I'm telling you, it's going to be a bigger one for sure. But it may not be a crash like I think it will be, but we'll see. But the bottom line is there's going to be incredible opportunity if you're up to speed. So if you're going to do multifamily, for God's sakes, come to one of my boot camps. You can come for $97 and I don't sell anything there, my virtual boot camps. But I don't care if you learn from me, get up to speed immediately. Because if you're trying to learn this in the thick of it, it's going to be too late. And if it's not multifamily, if it's single family, go learn from an expert in that. If it's buying businesses, go learn from an expert in that. Because there's going to be deals everywhere. If it's trading on the stock market, go learn from an expert on that. But get up to speed as fast as you possibly can. Because if you're not up to speed, you are going to miss out. See you on the inside.